Morning, everyone. It's like 4:15 in the morning. Looks like I'm walking to the gym today. My wife got home late, blocks my truck in the driveway. I'm not about to wake her up to find her keys, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna make it to the docks today, but still gotta make it to the gym, right? Luckily, it's down the block. And also, luckily, it's not pouring rain. It was freaking whipping out last night. Got outside my house and what was left of my Christmas decorations is blown all over my front lawn. So, yeah, see how it goes. What's up, everybody? So I realized today that most of my vlogs are not going to be like extremely action-packed. We spend a lot of time in the office. I work off my phone, I work off a computer, I'm brainstorming with my brother. But at the end of the day, that's where everything that's productive gets done, and it's really hard to capture content of that. But I wanted to stop and just acknowledge the vlog and what we're here and what we set out to do, and explain how it is that we operate here when we are at the office, just kind of working behind our computer and our phone. A lot of the days are spent for me doing sales. I do sales through my phone on all the social media platforms, mostly Instagram. I've been moving around a lot lately. What Instagram was 5 years ago is not where it is today for us. So it's important to know where the attention of your customers are, and they used to be almost all on Instagram. What happens is, like, just like Facebook, a couple of years ago, Facebook was the most popular thing, and that's where everybody's attention was. But then that's also where everybody spends all their ad dollars. And then once you start to really get served a lot of ads, you start to move over to different platforms. Facebook's actually making a big comeback because so many people left because it was so filled with ads. Now the ad spend is so cheap there that not a lot of people are marketing on Facebook. So the regular consumers are starting to come back to Facebook. So Facebook's actually on the upswing, believe it or not. And I'm sure you notice now Instagram doing exactly what Facebook used to do, where everybody's attention was there. That's where everybody's spending all the ad dollars, and now all you see is ads. And that's why you're seeing everybody leaving, and people going to TikTok, and people going to LinkedIn, and people going to all these other platforms. And it's actually even starting TikTok already. Instagram's actually on the downswing. I still do sales on Instagram just because a lot of my demographics there. I already started all the dialogue with all my wholesale clients are there, and I stay in contact with them regularly. But as far as posting and getting engagement and people seeing what we're doing, it's nothing like what it used to be, and you need to be able to pivot, and you need to know what's next, and you need to know how to operate each platform. It's so important to know how each platform works and what it wants, because if you're just making the same content and making it for all platforms and pushing it across, it just doesn't get over as well as it could. So to do some research in understanding how each platform works is extremely valuable. I'll say that about sales, and I'll keep moving. The next thing I worked on today was influencer marketing. It's something I've never really did before. We always kind of use the people that we worked with to help promote us. But just recently, a hockey player from the NHL, Matt Martin from the Islanders, reached out to me. He's used our product. He was telling me he loves it. He can't get enough of it. So I sent him out like a t-shirt and some like a free razor and stuff like that. And I was like, you know what? I was like, would you be interested in maybe working together and maybe making some content explaining how you enjoy the product? And he was like, yeah, to be honest, I love it, so it makes sense for me to do it. So like today I made a video explaining to him what it was that I would like to do with him. I gave him 3 different options, and I sent it over to him. It was just a project I've been working on back and forth with him, and I think it's something that could be valuable for us. He's a Long Island guy. He fits like the age group for the people that are our biggest demographic, and I'm a big Islanders fan, so I thought it was pretty cool. And then after that, I worked on events today. We have our own personal events that we host, but then there's also other events that other brands host that we think we align with, that we try to set up and work with them. So like one of them is Deadbeat Retreat. Deadbeat Customs is a company that makes apparel and accessories for motorcycles. And they do a retreat. It's kind of like a camp out they do every year. We did it last year. We had a good time. We set up a barbershop. We did free haircuts in the middle of the woods. It was just a really cool event. So we reached out to him, got the dates from him. We set that up. It's be August 9th, 10th, and 11th. I reached out to my buddy Mel. He runs the Race of Gentlemen in Wildwood, New Jersey. It's like a period correct, traditional hot rod race on the beach. Really cool. I've been trying to set up a barbershop there for years, and we've never been able to make it happen. But I reached out to him again this year, and I'm like, Mel, are we doing a freaking barbershop this year? So waiting on him to get back to me. That's October. Stuff like that. Just trying to lay things in our calendar and it's so important at the beginning of the year to set up the whole calendar for the whole year and understand like each month has like 1 or 2 things that are like, you need to do. And then you could sprinkle in the stuff that happens sporadically throughout the year. What else did I work on today? I worked on promotions. So like we're dropping a hoodie tomorrow. So for me, it's important to work all our social media platforms. Take the content that we made, the pictures, the video of the hoodie, put them in the story, put them in a post, send out an email. We do SMS too, just letting everybody know it's coming tomorrow. Just jamming it down their throat. Like I said, it's hard on these platforms for people to see what you're doing unless you want to pay for it. So you got to really do more than you originally think. I also met with the architect today over at the at the new clubhouse for the Brotherhood. I think the Brotherhood would be a fun thing to talk about. It's something that I get asked probably the most about, and I never made any content explaining exactly what it is. The people who are involved know about it, but the people who are not involved, they have no idea what the hell's going on. So maybe I'll take this time to explain, at least in a nutshell, what it is and what we're building, because it's something I'm really excited about, and it's something that is growing faster than probably anything else that I've ever put my time into. And I think that's one of the reasons why I'm so excited about it, is because I could see the potential of growth. I've started a bunch of small businesses, and anyone who starts a small business knows that if you don't put your blood, sweat, and tears and all your energy and all your passion into it, nothing will happen. I mean, you'll get so far, but to get to the next level, you really, really just need to put in the grunt work. And the Brotherhood is something that I wasn't putting any energy into, and it was building on its own. And I kept noticing it, and I kept putting it in my bullet journal, like, start working on the Brotherhood, because, so let me start, I'll bring it back, way back to the beginning and tell you how it started, and I'll kind of explain where it's at. I'm not going to go so deep because I could talk about it for hours, but just to give you like the surface of it, what's been going on. So in like 2016, me and my brother started an Instagram page called the Holy Black Brotherhood. And pretty much from our travels of meeting people in different barbershops and people in the same niche, we kept finding people that were like-minded and people that we would resonate with having the same, like we shared like common interests. And what happened was we started hosting these events, and all these guys would come out and they would hang, and we called it the Holy Black Brotherhood. It was like the same gang of people, and they kept on, same people would come back, but then a couple more, and the same people would come back and a couple more. And like it really started all back in the day. It was just my homies before I even had the brand. So it started my friends, and then bringing people in that I met through business along the way. And it really just started turning into something. Every time we have an event, everybody would show up. And then everybody started putting, Holy Black Brotherhood in their bio. They saluting each other's posts. We made this salute, which was like a hashtag with a couple emojis. And everybody that was in the club would salute each other's posts. But we never knew how to like scale it or monetize it or organize it. It was just like, it was an Instagram club, and it didn't really mean anything. It had it in your bio, you came, you hang out, but it wasn't really anything that was substantial or anything that was able to grow into something bigger. We just didn't know how to, and we were so busy that we never put enough time into it. But we noticed it was growing, and it was growing, and more people were being active, and more people putting it in their bio. And like, what you learn about just human nature is that people want to be part of something. And I think that's what branding is as a whole. Like when you see a brand, it's something that you could connect with on an emotional and a personal level. And you might buy the product because it's good, but really most of the time you're buying into the brand because you see eye to eye what they stand for. The branding does something or resonates with you in a certain way. And like, when you wear a Nike t-shirt or you wear a sports t-shirt, it's like all of a sudden you're part of like this gang, and you're part of a community. And like that's really what like human nature is about, is being part of something, being part of a community. And like people throw that word around so lightly, like, oh, our community, but to build an actual community is not an easy task, and it takes real work, passion, and people that are actually committed. So what happened was, what really sparked it to get it actually going and actually organized was we started to learn about NFTs when they first came out, and like at first we weren't really sure. Like they kind of felt like hoaxy to us and like a fad. But once we learned how they worked and what they did, and forget about like the NFT artwork of like monkeys and stuff like that, but figure out like what an NFT actually is and how a blockchain actually works and how everybody could see it and how you could take something like a membership and be able to document it and see where people stand, and you buy into it and it could fluctuate and it could become more valuable, and like there's just a lot of things that we're able to use it as like a vehicle to grow what we already had. So we started an NFT collection, and the tokens were the memberships of the club. So pretty much I had the Holy Black Instagram, and then I had the Holy Black Brotherhood Instagram. So I funneled people from the Holy Black, like, hey, if you think you want to dabble with something that we're doing, we're not going to tell you too much about it, but if you mess with us and you want to get involved, follow the Holy Black Brotherhood. Then on the Brotherhood, I started to promote, like, hey, if you want to go deep and actually get involved, join the Holy Black Brotherhood Discord. And then the Discord, if you don't know what Discord is, it's kind of just like a big chat room, pretty much. So pretty much went from like 40,000 people on the Holy Black to the Holy Black Brotherhood, which was like 2,500 people. Then I funneled them into Discord, and it got to like 700 people. And then I released the project, and then we were there for like a year talking. I made people admins in there, and we were just hanging out in that Discord every single day. People playing trivia, it was pretty cool, and that community was starting to build. Like people, like one guy had a fire in his house, and a couple guys came out, and they helped him rebuild his bathroom, and then people just needed help, and like it was just starting to build on its own. And then we released the project and released 138 memberships, and it was a year later into the Discord, and they sold out immediately. So what happened was I took like 40,000 people and I funneled it down to like 138 people, which really ended up being like 80 people because a bunch of those guys bought a couple of them. And now I had like my truest supporters, people that were willing to like jump through hoops and really figure out what we're doing. And now I got these guys, and then we deleted everybody else out of the Discord. And then it was just us. And we're like, all right, cool. This is what we're doing. We're going to build the foundation of a club and build an actual community of like-minded people that support each other, like come hell or high water. And we're going to build this into a modern day version of a social club. And pretty much if you think about it, like there's a Knights of Columbus, an American Legion, a Kiwanis Club, a Moose Lodge, all this in every single village, in every state, all over the world, really. Definitely all over the country. And to be honest, they're all outdated. And like, Knights of Columbus, it's great, but like no one young and the people that we hang out with have any interest in hanging out in this old dingy bar and watching football games. We have a clubhouse here, the Holy Black Compound, and we used it in the beginning to be our clubhouse. We started having monthly meetings, then we started having events, and then we started doing a ton of things. One guy started a men's mental health group. We started doing charities for the community. We did toy drives, we did food drives, and then people just started to work together and started to build. And in the beginning, it started out like as a club just to hang out. But then before you knew it, it was all these people that were really like we became a family. We really started supporting each other. We really started to work with one another, and it started growing. And people started seeing what we're doing, and people were like, "Hey, how do we become part of this?" And I'm like, "Oh, we don't have any more memberships," and I've been pushing people off, and I've been really quiet about it. I don't talk about it on the Holy Black. I don't talk about it anywhere. I'm using this platform to talk about it because I have 4 subscribers, and it's giving me an opportunity to get this all out without putting it out there completely. And my reason for not putting it out there completely is because it was really important. Like I knew we had something special. So it's really important for me to figure out the foundation and the structure and everything that we need to do. Like we already have a chapter in PMW, in Albany, in Texas, in West Virginia, in Ohio. And these are guys that are just out of the 80 members and starting up their own chapters. And I had to kind of pump the brakes. We were doing events like 3 times a month. Like everything started to really, really go. And I just pumped the brakes. I was like, listen, like we're about to start recruiting. We're about to get into a new clubhouse. Like when I get into a new clubhouse and I have the craziest looking venue and the craziest clubhouse that this state has ever seen, I know recruiting is going to be crazy, but I needed to have all the answers because people would ask me like, hey, how do I join? I'm I don't know what to tell you. Like, I'm not ready for you yet, you know? So it was just important that we had everything figured out in a whole. And that's pretty much the stage that we're at now, is we got all our paperwork. Like, if you want, like, how to prospect, how to register, how to buy the NFT, all the perks to being a member, and like what you get from being involved in the clubhouse, and all the things that come along with it. We have the articles of conduct, all the rules, everything we have written out and figured out and put down on paper now, and we're ready to actually start recruiting. So that's why we're at the stage where now we went from using my warehouse as the clubhouse to pivoting to actually getting an actual clubhouse for the club where everybody has 24-hour access to, and we could all build this thing together and build an actual venue. It's like, luckily we were able to use my warehouse for the time being and able to do these events and raise money so we can get a clubhouse. But now we're in the stage where this month we started collecting dues. Everybody's paying monthly into the pot, and what's cool about it is it's not a Holy Black thing. It's all over our club. All the people that are in the club right now are not members of the club. These are like founding people. We're all using each other. Everybody, and there's a detective, there's a firefighter, there's an accountant, there's a guy that owns a liquor store, there's a guy that works in the medical field. One guy's a pilot. One guy flips houses. One guy has a rental, like a party rental company. One guy owns a hot rod mechanic shop. I mean, like, and the thing, out of 80 people, everybody had, like, some guys are in the Web3 space where they're guys building the NFTs and doing stuff like, so there's people that come from all walks of life. And what's cool about this club is usually a club is, like, if you have an interest, say you're in a book club and you guys are all into reading books, you're in a, whatever the club is, it's all like you guys all have the same interest, that's why you're in a club. This club is based just around good people. So everybody in this club is a good person, but they all come from all walks of life and they have all different skill sets. So when you bring them all under one roof, it's like we have these meetings and like think tanks, and it's not like one person running the meeting. It's all of us bringing something to the table. And everybody, it's amazing the way it worked out, because anybody could have ended up in this founders club of the people who were starting it. And we lucked out with having some amazing people in here that are extremely talented. So now it's time to grow. It's time to pour gas on it. I'm about to start up the Instagram. I'm going to start promoting it. As soon as we get into this clubhouse, I'm going to use the build out of the clubhouse as a way to showcase what it is we're doing. So nobody even knows what we're doing. And all of a sudden this Instagram is going to come out and it's going to show us having this huge 5,000 square foot warehouse, and we start turning it into something ridiculous. And you're not even, and like when you see it, you know, like, hey, I'm not even allowed to go there. What is this place? What's going on? Recruiting is going to be crazy. I know it. I have a really strong feeling that once I start to show the world what we're doing, especially like at this point in society where we're at, I feel like socializing is dead. You only socialize in like Web3, like you socialize online, and to go out and actually socialize with real people and come together and have actual events and camaraderie and a support group and all these things in real life is something you just don't get anymore. Like there's no, like, social clubs used to be the biggest thing back in the day, and then like the internet took over and like social media took over, and socializing in real life is pathetic at this point. And I feel like we're bringing that back, and I feel really good about it because I see it working. I've had multiple people in this club come up to me and tell me like, hey, I joined the club, you know, for whatever reason, but I had no idea how much I actually needed this, and it filled this void. And I feel it. It fills a void in your life that of like something that you didn't even understand was that important. So that's what we're building, and that's it in a nutshell. Like I said, I could talk about this for hours, but it's something I'm extremely passionate about, something I really believe in. And if for the rest of my life, my job was to run this fraternal order filled with good people, hosting events and taking care of my community, like, I'm all set, I'm good to go. And that's pretty much the direction that I'm heading for. That's what I'm passionate about, and that's what I want to do. The Holy Black Brotherhood and the Order of the Holy Black, and building something with good people that's just based around having a good time and surrounding yourself with smart people and building cool stuff. There's nothing better than that. And that's pretty much the Order of the Holy Black.